And you where the greats be, where you can run up on whoever has an 8 seed or freeze up South Beach from off the line.
All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Sunday evening. Another edition, a final edition, of KFTV postgame live presented by Underdog Fantasy. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros on the ones and twos. Game 7 at the world's most famous arena, man, at the Mecca. The stage was set. The fans were ready. The squad was ready. But it was the Indiana Pacers that will leave no doubts in this one, man. Pacers with a historic first half, shooting 76% from the field. And this Knicks team that was retooled, at least on paper, just could not get out the gates on the right foot. And ultimately, even when they would make their heroic run, it was all for naught as this Pacer team was just able to capitalize on mistake after mistake and miscue after miscue by the New York Knicks, man. So at the end of the day, the Pacers got this one. They took it 130 to 109, taking this one. And for the New York Knicks, tough season, but a great season. Tough loss, but a great season, man. Let's talk about it. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel, man. Tough loss, but a great season, man. We're going to recap. We're going to recap and get into all of it. Let's talk about it, man. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. We come together during wins, and we got to come together during losses, man. That's just what we do here on the number one show for the fans, by the fans, KnicksFanTV. And look, you know, as disappointed as any right now in the outcome, not in the team. Disappointed in the outcome, not in the team. Very proud of this team in the way that they fought and overcame a ton of obstacles during this entire postseason run. I don't think there's any team that could have accomplished as much as this Knicks team accomplished given the circumstances. You know, I really don't. But this was a nightmare from the opening tip straight on through. This Indiana Pacer team, when you talk about execution and you talk about offense, they had it. They got it. They got to give credit where it was due. They took it. You know, from Siakam's brilliance carrying over from Game 6, where he just picked the Knicks apart, to the Pacers just being able to seem like they knocked down every single shot from everybody. You know, shot creation abound from Halliburton to McConnell to Miles Turner. Siakam. I mean, everybody, every single Pacer was knocking down shots. So I just felt like it was just their night. You know, they went out there, they took it, they executed. And for the Knicks, you know, getting OG back, you got Hart back, but clearly those guys were not 100%. We didn't expect them to be. They gave it a valiant effort. OG came out. He was literally doing his light jog that they said he was doing last week.
Yeah.
He gave you 5 heroic points, and that's all you heard from him. He went out on his shield. Josh Hart, he went out on his shield. Jalen Brunson, he looked like an injury had taken over in the beginning of the game. He would ultimately leave this game in the third with a hand injury, and that was it for him, and that was his season. Great job by Captain Clutch on the season, but just a tough night for him. And look, this thing, to me, the turning point of the game was in the third quarter. We all saw it. Third quarter, Knicks were able to knock this thing down to 7, and mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and before you knew it, it was a 16-point Indiana lead. And that was it, bro. That was it. The mental errors, you know you can't do that against this team because they want to look out to get out to the races, find the uneven numbers, find the mismatches, find the cross matches where they have their advantages and pick you apart. And the Pacers did that time and time again in this series, and that was pretty much it, man. You know, that was pretty much it, bro.
Yeah, it was tough. I don't even think it was necessarily the third quarter. CP, I thought it was just from the get-go, the way that this team came out. I mean, they tried to battle in the first half. I mean, they were down 12 shout out to Dante for coming out and getting ready to play. It was tough. Brunson really couldn't get into a rhythm. Defensively, they were out of sorts. It started off like a close game for the first, 5 to 6 minutes. But the thing that we talked about, CP, before in our preview is that I said if the Pacers are able to get downhill and just cause the Knicks to constantly rotate, it's just going to be their type of game.
Scramble.
And that's what happened to start off. You had Tyrese Halliburton get into his spots, whether it's shooting, knocking down threes, whether it's getting into the lane. You had TJ McConnell doing the same thing, just carving up the Knicks defense inside. And then you had Pascal Siakam, who was just taking advantage of a mismatch all day long, especially once OG left. And so the Pacers were just able to get all their shots. I mean, you said it. This team shot, 66%? No, 76% to start. 29 for 38. There was at one point they only missed 5 shots. At one point they only missed 5 shots. And then you talk about shooting 68% from downtown, 8 of 12 in the first half. I mean, that's just tough to overcome, for a Knicks team that's decimated with injuries at this point. And you just saw the Knicks were just running out of steam. Like they tried their best, but then it was just too much, man. Too many injuries to overcome. OG only playing 5 minutes. He wasn't good to go. Josh Hart, you could see that he wasn't playing at full strength because he couldn't attack out in transition. You didn't see him leaping over centers for rebounds as we saw in the previous series and earlier in the series as well. It was, look, the Pacers kudos to the Pacers. You can only play who's in front of you. They did what they did. They took care of business. But for the Knicks, you got to commend the Knicks, man, for how they came out. They tried to battle. They took this thing to 7 with all the injuries that they had to deal with. You talk about no Randall, no Mitchell Robinson, no OG Anunoby. You talk about no Bojan Bogdanovic. Jalen Brunson gets hurt. Josh Hart's dealing with an injury. Okay, Dante's laboring out there. Isaiah Hartenstein taking hard falls as well. So this team continued to battle, and you just got to tip the cap to them because the fact that they can get to the second round after going through a brutal first round against the Philadelphia 76ers where it was physical, there was a lot of speed. It was just too much to overcome, especially once OG got hurt after game 2. But kudos to the Knicks, man. Yeah. What a hell of a season, especially after all the changes we saw, CP. On your ether or for Draymond Green, you talked about you had 2 major trades.
2 major
trades. The starting lineup it was not the same, and the fact that this Knicks team was able to gel after all of that, through all the injuries, still get you 50 wins. Yeah. Great job.
It was a good season, man. Disappointing loss, good season. I was not trying to see this team. There's no good way to lose per se, but I would rather get washed than it come down to a play where the Pacers win and you're like, damn, we could have done this, we could have done that. The Pacers left no doubt tonight. And I was not trying to see this Knicks team limp into the Eastern Conference Finals. It would have been nice to have that, we made it, accolade. But this team was decimated, bro. This team was decimated. Even in the beginning of the game, you got DiVincenzo's limping around. Hart's getting knocked in the ribs. I mean, it just seemed like guys were just taking hits after hits after hits. They gave it their all, man. They gave it their all. Like I said, I don't see a team that would have, overcome the obstacles that the Knicks did this year. It just was what it was. Give credit to the Pacers. They got it, and they capitalized. And, hey, it just is what it is, man, 130 to 109. But, damn, that third quarter, when you cut it to 7, and, at that point I'm like, we cut it to 7. This is it. Watch party's going crazy. MSG's going crazy. You had the McBride who passes up a 3, passes up a mid-range 2, where he was wide open on both, and opts for a cross-court pass, the Cardinals sin, according to Clyde.
Yep.
Turnover. Then you had the Brunson trying to thread the needle, turnover, which then on the other end leads to the Halliburton layup where Brunson breaks his hand. Done. You call a timeout, come back after that. I think after a play or two, you had Hart trying to inbound. You had a 5-second violation. That was number 3.
Yep.
That was number 3. Then after a play or two, you come back. Hart's trying to inbound to Brunson. Some people want to blame Hart. You look at the play, Brunson's not even looking at the ball. He's not even looking at the ball. That's why I'm like, bro, so many parts of this game, even early, I'm like, yo, if 11 is checked out, we're cooked. I didn't feel like he had it physically or even mentally to get us there. And if he doesn't have it, where else can we go? The margins of error are very slim. So the miscommunication between him and Hart, he's not even looking at the ball. Hart's passing it. That turns into a turnover. The 5-second violation, Brunson was damn near at the half-court line, not even running to go get the ball. You're the point guard. And before you know it, those 4 turnovers, they cut the lead to 7. Pacers doubled them up with a 7-0 run, then came back with an 8-0 run, and before you know it, it's over with. Over with, bro.
They got them down to 6, by the way, CP.
6.
They got them down to 6. And what's insane is that you get the team down to 6, and then as you talked about, it was just, that was the most brutal thing to watch because you're like, for me, I should say, not you. I was just so impressed that to start the third quarter, this team seemed like they got the speech of all speeches from Tom Thibodeau or whoever.
Yeah.
And they came out, 5 points. And it looked like they were just locked in, ready to make that comeback that we saw that they did against the Philadelphia 76ers. As we saw every single time, this team was down. Didn't matter if it was by 10, 15, 20. They will work their way back to make it a game and somehow figure it out. And I had that confidence. But then you start seeing, as you mentioned, all those turnovers. And just, for me right there, I was like, you lost it. That was when the rope, that's when the rope let go. When they let go of the rope. They let go of the rope then.
Yeah.
The way that it started, the way that the Pacers were shooting, it was just tough it's tough when you're playing even solid defense and a team's just hitting all their shots.
Yeah.
But the third quarter, definitely where they let the rope go. And it was just, from there, it was just another uphill battle where you just go back to Siakam and Haliburton just doing the thing. But my God, man. Can we talk about McConnell and how he just became Michael Jordan in the series?
Destroyed him in the mid-range, destroyed him all over the court. McConnell was great, man. Cooked Deuce. Cooked everybody that was in front of him, man. He was great. When your stars go on the bench, when their stars go on the bench, you're hoping that you have an opportunity to capitalize on their bench. But McConnell would not let them down. Great job by him. You just got to give credit where it's due. He's great.
Because that was their X factor. Their bench was just tough, especially with the way McConnell was playing. It was you never got a break. This team never got a break, CP. Between Haliburton and McConnell, this team never had a break from a guard that could just relentlessly attack the paint. Something that the Knicks love to do, and the Pacers have 2 players that can do that. And the fact that you have to guard both of them just so intensely, like any mistake, and they're just there.
Yeah.
It's just tough, man. So for this Knicks team, it's just the speed at which the Pacers play is just tough, man. And that's why coming in the series, I didn't think it was going to be an easy one because it's legitimately a track race. Like you're going to have to keep up with the way that this team plays. But I think the one thing that shocked me was that the Pacers actually were able to take it up a notch defensively.
Yeah, yeah.
I get that the Knicks are dealing with injuries, but defensively, I was not expecting the way that the level that they defended at, because you saw Rick Carlisle talking about how they wanted the Pacers to double. Like Brunson never had any breathing room.
Yeah, he didn't.
And anybody that was dealing with an injury, they made sure to test. They said, "How healthy are they?"
Quick.
So that was something I was not truly expecting from a team that ranked dead last, or not dead last, but damn near close to dead last in defense.
Yeah, no question. They smelled blood in the water. They went out and took it. They smoked the Knicks once again in points in the paint, 10-8, 52-38. So, just all across the board, the Knicks got smacked up. Just absolutely smacked up. Pacers shooting 67% from the field, 54 from 3. Didn't even matter that they shot 68% from charity stripe because they didn't even knock down their first. They didn't even get to the free throw line until about 9 minutes left in the second quarter. So it really didn't even matter. And the free throws really wasn't even an issue for them.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they were smoking the Knicks every chance they got.
Not at all. Well, like I said, to me, it comes back to the first quarter. That's where it got out of hand, because you look at the rest of this game, you go by quarter. Pacers had 31 points in the second. Knicks had 28. In the third quarter, Pacers had 31. Knicks had 29.
Yeah.
You look at the fourth quarter, Pacers had 29. Knicks had 25. But you look at that first quarter, 39-27. That's where it got out of hand to me.
39. Yep. That's
39
it.
points. That first quarter, man, it was just to me, it was just too much for the Knicks to battle back. They really needed to make this game. They really needed to muddy it up, and they couldn't. They were not able to make this their brand of basketball.
They couldn't. They couldn't, man. So, hey, that's just what it is, man. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. You know, one of the things I felt in terms of this postseason that I said when the postseason started was that, you know, the Knicks, based on who they had going into the postseason, could still mount a good run. I felt like this team could still have a good run based on their identity and still having Brunson be a clutch scorer, but this postseason was ultimately going to be a what-if postseason. And that was just with the Randall injury. Then you lose a rotation piece in Bogdanovich. Then you lose Mitch and OG in this Pacers series. You lost two more guys in this Pacers series. So, you know, that's the thing that hurts. We'll get to all of that and the postseason, all of that. But, you know, it's the what if postseason, man. It's just the what if postseason for this team. It's unfortunate, but it happens in sports. You know?
Yeah, injuries play a part of any sport. But truly is, man. Oh my God. That's the one thing, like, this entire offseason, it will be that discussion. What if we had Randall? Because that could have been different. You talk about making Brunson's life easier. You talk about having Mitch or OG. The defense is totally different with either one of those guys. You talk about rebounding being different. You talk about maybe even giving Hart a little rest. The Pacers were able to play 9 players. You know, everybody was able to stay fresh. We're not even talking about, because I know the whole conversation is, well, injuries for minutes. Just think about being fresh, right?
Fresh. Pacers looked like
there are
the
games
fresh
where
team.
no one. There's no game. There's a couple of games where the Pacers, no one's touching 30 minutes until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And our guys have to do that just based on the amount of injuries that this team was dealt with. But the fact that they made it close every single game with the amount of injuries that they dealt with while the Pacers were still fresh, to me, moving forward, that gives me a lot of faith for this team, because if you could do that with the decimated team where you don't have your starting center, your starting wing, your starting power forward, by the end of this game, you don't have your starting point guard, like, what could this team look like when everyone's healthy? So going back to your point where you talk about it is a big what if, because this Knicks took the Pacers to the brink with a depleted roster.
So, you know, that's what makes it more maddening. But, hey, it is what it is. It's part of sports. A $100 super chat from the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, man. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. Salute one of our lifetime supporters, man. Always in the Moz chat. When you think about this season, Chuck D has been here with us every step of the way, every minute, every second, every show. $100 super chat. He says, what a season. Ran out of health and time, which is going to be the fact for 29 to 30 teams. And the fact is, and a fact of all of us in our lifetimes, health and time. What a run, everyone. What an amazing run. Thank you, KFTV, again, as we climb higher. Just hit 78,000 subscribers. Hit like, share, subscribe. 95 games played, 57 games won. It's the climb. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, man, and for his unwavering support of this platform. 60 euro super chat from our guy Constantine out in Germany. Al says, what a season it was. Still can't believe it's over, but it is what it is. However, we have a superstar, we have a warrior, we have a defender, and an all-star coming back. Stand up, NYC. Thanks for providing a home for Knicks fans worldwide. Peace from Germany, man. Constantine, appreciate it. John Shin, Al, a $300 super chat. Salute, man. Salute. He says, I've said this isn't the year, but to lose because of injury sucks. With that being said, this is only the start to the next 3-4 years with this core. Our window starts now. I'm going to be broke by the time we win with the super chats, but it's all worth it. Thank you, Knicks, and thank you, KFTV, man. Appreciate John Shin. Appreciate all of our supporters, man. Whether you're day one, whether you're in here every night and not in the chat, you know, I meet a lot of people along the way who say, listen, I watch every night. I just don't call in or I don't chat. We see you guys as well. For the people that do call in, we appreciate it. For the people that pull up on us to the watch parties, we appreciate it. Some of you guys have traveled with us from city to city over the years, not just this year. So we appreciate everybody, man, everybody in the KFTV community for just rallying behind us. And yeah, man, that it's just been a family show for sure. So that's also disappointing, is that, you know, the season that we all commiserate about is coming to a close. But for us, the work is not done. The content continues, and we will continue to figure out how this team gets to ultimately raise the Larry O'Brien Trophy in this great city of New York, man. So let's hear from the people. With that being said, Rambo from Tampa. Rambo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, man, salute. Three capital S's, man. Shout out to my boy, Jay Boogie. If you guys are just tuning in, you just getting on through these playoffs, we have now entered the on season because we're never off. We're always on. KFTV, amazing season. Not only by the Knicks, but by you guys, man, especially, man. I just really want to throw you guys a lot of flowers, man, a lot of flowers. And everybody that's listening right now, you can best believe KFTV will be back on next week. KFTV will be on all summer.
All summer. We there.
Mr. Vegas, I plan on seeing an appearance from Mr. Vegas. If y'all don't know, that's my boy right up here, Alex. Okay, but real talk, man. Man, just amazing season, man. Amazing season. You guys hit it on the head, man. We were depleted out there. Hey, it is what it is. We've been putting this league on notice for years now. I feel like we legit solidified ourselves as a true contender. I feel like we have more than enough in the bank right now. I feel like we need to go out. We need to pay these players. But I don't want to really get on the on season, man. I really want to give everybody out there their flowers, man. Everybody that is just tuning in right now, man. Love, respect, health, and wealth to all of you guys, man. Listen, we are here. This is the time, man, and I appreciate all the Knicks fans out there that really came out and did what they were supposed to do during this playoffs, man. Man, I feel so good, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm good right now. It is what it is, man. You know, season's over, but everybody hold your head up high. Salute Chuck D. He'll tell you right now that the culture has changed. The culture is different, and we coming into next year while everybody's worried about the Olympics. We licking our wounds, and we gonna get right. Because we don't got nobody in the Olympics. I'm not even watching the Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it a G with y'all. I'm not watching the Olympics, man. I don't want to see. Man, I don't want to see no Olympics, man. I don't got no Knicks on the team. I don't want to see none of that. So all you know we're gonna do is put in work. Julius Randle is a monster, and I'm gonna tell you, Brunson, he's a monster. Dante, monster. Hart, monster. This series was veteran presence and playoff experience. And that's what we got today, man. The Pacers, salute to the Pacers. I just tip my cap to them because I promise you one thing, bro. It's going to go back and forth with us. I could feel it. We're going to have to run through them eventually. So I just tip my hat to them. You know, respect. Do you guys do what you do?
Do what you do.
We were depleted. We took you out of 7, depleted.
Yes,
so
sir.
Y'all better come back right next year, man. Because best believe we coming back right, man. Salute to everybody. Oh, my God. Salute to Dan from New Jersey.
Yeah, man.
Salute to TM. Salute to JJ. Salute to even KG. Salute to all you guys out there. Junior Caroma. Man, it's too many of y'all to name, but for real, I love you guys. I do it from San Diego. Man, all you guys, bro. Love Cody Glock. All you guys. Chuck D. Man, salute. Man, beautiful season, guys, man. Man, hold your heads up high. Grab something to sip on. Let's rock. I'm gonna get off this line because I know it, man. It's gonna go heavy tonight. It's heavy.
Let's go, man. Salute, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. Tom Thibodeau says, I love this group. As a coach, you couldn't ask for a better group. So there goes Thibs in his post-game. We'll see if we have any more post-game reactions. I'm sure we got a lot from everybody. Let's scroll down. SNY TV has a lot of it. And here we go. Let's start with Thibs on his reaction to the game. Here's Thibs.
Yeah, before we get into that, just congratulations to the Pacers, the organization, Rick, his staff, and all the players. They played a great series, so congratulations to them. Yeah.
All right. So that was Thibs congratulating the Pacers. Here's more Thibodeau. Here he is.
So you were at a disadvantage, shorthanded, but you were never able to find your defensive footing today. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, we started slow, and they're a good offensive team. We made a run. I thought the end of the second we played pretty good. We got some activity going. Then we made a run in the third, and then we fell short. We just, I thought guys gave everything they had, and that's all you could ask. And so it was a battle all year, and there was nothing left to give at the end.
I thought Thibs put it quite succinctly there, Al. But just watching this game, I just thought this Pacers team saw blood in the water from the last game, and they came out with the same game plan: run them out of the gym. And especially when you have Ochi coming back from a hamstring, Hart with the abdominal. You know that these guys are not going to be able to keep up with the pace, and the Pacers did what they did. They capitalized off of every miscue, even make or miss. They're off to the races. They get in the half court. They're running 3-4 guys, 3 different actions at you, and so it's just constant ball movement, body movement, ball movement, body movement, paint touches. I don't even know how many paint touches they got in this game, but it just seemed like from the eye test they were in the paint every single possession, and so they were running laps, literally, around the Knicks the entire game. And that's what led to a 70-something% shooting in the first half. They were prolific.
And it's not surprising. That's what they were able to do this season. That's why you saw it during the in-season tournament. That's why this team got a lot of praise to begin the season. It just stinks, man, because I felt like this team could have stopped them if we had our defense. And the thing is that we didn't have our full defense. We didn't have OG. We didn't have Mitch. And Hart was, compromised due to his ab injury. Like, this team defensively was not equipped by the end to slow down that Pacer team. And so with the speed that they play at, it's just tough to constantly recover and have to get back out there. I mean, if we go back and watch how this team was playing for game 5 and how they were just quickly recovering on every rotation, that team, we didn't see that same team in game 6, and we didn't see it in game 7. And it's tough to do, the way that they play, it's tough defensively to guess and to mirror what the offense is doing. Easy for the offense to say, this is how we're going to dictate the game. But I also don't think that I think when you watch certain movements that the defense was making, like they allowed Halliburton to get to the strong hand side, they just allowed everyone to get into position too many times. But it's tough to recover and then think about that and get into position. But look, man, this is stuff that they're going to learn, and they're going to have to come back with those type of adjustments next season and just be more disciplined, right? Obviously, you hope that they're healthy, but tough, man. Tough to watch.
Yep, true indeed, man. Salute to Darryl Austin Jr., Al, checking in from Oakland, checking in from the town. Knicks fan out in the town by way of New York. He says, Knicks need a condition like the Riley days. Let Thibs coach this team last year and they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, then bring back Jeff Van Gundy to bring us over this last year and bring back Jeff Van Gundy to bring us over. I hope America is happy with the Indy-Boston series. Look, people a lot of people want to hang on to the overuse and the running players into the ground, Thibs narrative. I don't see it. I'm going to counter with, this is the NBA playoffs. This is big money time. This is big money talk. You're here to win. The players are here to win. The players are here to get paid. The coach is here to win. That is his job. The same people who were crying over use, had he not gone to those players or let them play a long time and they get eliminated early, would be the same players saying he's a trash coach and this team's trash. You can't have it both ways, man. This is big money stakes. The Knicks, had they not had all these guys injured, say Julius and all these guys not injured, they had 11 capable guys in a rotation. No team is going 12, 13, 14, 15 man and having guys that are capable of playing. It's not that cut and dry. They literally were on bare bones. They were running on fumes. You're going to play the guys that got you to the dance, that give you the best chance to win. It's the playoffs, not the NBA preseason, not summer league, not game number 25 in the regular season. So all the overuse and this, and he's doing this, that, and the third, this is what they get paid to do. These are the guys that you had left. Not your guys on two-way contracts that you don't even know that they're NBA players. You're not expecting those guys to just show up in the middle of the playoffs. Like, come on now. It's just it's ridiculous. It's understood because it's a narrative that people want to cling to when it comes to Tom Thibodeau. I'm not going to blame him for it, man. It happens. It is what it is. You move on to next year, and hopefully you're healthier, bro.
I agree with that. I would say the one thing, though, that I would ask for moving forward when everyone's healthy is that we have something similar to what you see for the Pacers to give everyone that capability of staying fresh in games. Not saying he could have done that this season. You can't do that this season with the amount of injuries that you have.
Right.
But moving forward, and he has shown that he can do that. We saw that last season. He went 9 deep into the playoffs. We know that he's capable of doing. We know he is capable of doing that. But moving forward, I think the only thing you can ask for is just making sure guys are fresh once you get to the postseason. And you could even argue saying, hey, he learned if most of these guys return, he could potentially do that. If Burks is going to continue to play like he is during the next regular season, McBride, I mean, let's also consider that Josh Hart's not a starter on this team. He's a bench player. He goes back to the bench. You know he's going to get minutes. You know he's not coming out there because of how much of the intangibles that he has. If
Julius is playing, Josh Hart's not even starting. What are we talking about? If Julius Randle is a healthy player, Josh Hart is coming off the bench with OG starting at the 3. Are people watching the same game? You're literally down to Mamadou Diakate and Obi Jr. on the bench. And Daquan Jeffries. Once you lost Bogdanovich, all bets were off. You can't just bring another guy off the bench. You can't just bring another guy off for street clothes. So the overused people it's just moronic. It's moronic. The Pacers were able to keep fresh bodies. They were 100% healthy. Okay, they lost Mathurin. All right, they lost Mathurin. Second-year player with promise. Okay, that's one person, bro. Knicks fully healthy. Josh Hart is coming off the bench, bro.
Yeah, I don't even. Them losing Mathurin is so minor because you see what McConnell's doing, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, the whole Thibs thing is just ridiculous at this point. He's not. I don't know why we have to stick to he causes injuries. I mean, Julius Randle's a freak injury, right? OG, freak injury. Mitchell Robinson, we're talking about Embiid playing dirty. Like, 3 of your guys right there are not because of Tom Thibodeau. 3 of those guys are due to freak injury or a player playing dirty. So I don't know what we're getting out of this saying Tom Thibodeau is causing all these injuries.
Did anybody see when Nicholas Batum ran up on Bogdanovich in the backcourt and rolled on his ankle? Is that a Thibs issue? Is that a Thibs issue that you lost Bogdanovich to a high ankle sprain? Come on, man. People just want to latch on to narratives. You're literally down to bare bones. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Show me the team that the number 12, 13, 14, and 15 guy are guys that are actually useful NBA players. Show me a team with that level of depth. After you make 2 big trades in a season.
I see people saying OG's not a freak injury. OG missed so much of the season, man. That guy should have been fresh by the time it was the postseason.
OG's not a freak injury? How much time did he miss with the other injury?
He missed so much time. What are we even talking about here?
What are we talking about? How much time did he miss with the other injury? It's ridiculous, man. But listen, everybody has a narrative that they want to cling on to. That's fine. Will Caldwell, $20 Super Chat Fanchise channel members. A salute. Very proud of this channel and the progress made this season from adding Starberry to the family, the verbally bodying Draymond Green, Alex Shady, and CK adds unique perspective. And shout out to Jake Asman as well and content. The future is bright for Knicks and KFTV. Shout out to Will Caldwell, man. Appreciate the support. Definitely appreciate the support. All right, let's go back to the phones. JBK to H-Town. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, what's good? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. How y'all doing? What up, CP? What up, Alex? Man, first off, shout out to KFTV. Y'all had just as great of a season as the Knicks had this year.
Appreciate it.
And it's just cool to see the progress. Man, I'm proud of this team. For anybody who blames it on Thibs, I really don't get it. Shout out to Thibs. And in the words of Kendrick Lamar, man, I hate the way you walk. I hate the way that you talk. That's how I feel about McConnell, bro. Like, he was working us all series.
He was.
All
Give
series.
him credit. He was great. He was great, man. He was great.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, because like y'all said, we never got a break. Like, anytime Halliburton went to the bench and he came off, it was like they still kept their foot on the pedal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's just be honest. We were undermanned. We had too many injuries. I'm proud of what this team did. Josh Hart is an absolute warrior for even going out there and playing the way that he played.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody, man. And to be honest, I'm just glad that they just pulled the cord on us, because if Brunson wasn't able to go and Josh Hart is still labor, we would have got smacked by the Celtics. So at least they just cut it off while it's early.
Yeah.
And I just got one.
Yeah. Go ahead. Good. No, go ahead.
Yeah, and I got one question for y'all, because OG's in a contract year. What do y'all think we're gonna pay him? And I know we're gonna talk about this more for the offseason, but with his availability the way he is, he's always had injury-prone seasons. Like, what do you think he's actually gonna get? Because I mean, we really, really needed him this whole season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's had some key losses. So what do y'all think the Knicks are gonna do as far as his contract goes? But I appreciate everything y'all do.
Yeah. Appreciate the call. Look, I think it's going to be somewhere in the mid-30s. Fans are not going to like it. He's going to get paid. He's going to get paid a high amount, and it just is what it is. I think it's a cost of doing business, and based on where this team is trying to go, you have to do it. I don't think there's any alternative right now. There's no alternative. You don't just let him walk, or some people are saying that. It's just going to be one of those things, and you just hope for the best. In the meantime, you add insurance. You have 2 draft picks this year. Likely one of the 2 will be used. You try to go get more wing versatility, get another guard. You need more depth. You need more depth because you just never know. So I think that's just what it's going to be. Unfortunately, yes, he's an injury-prone player, but he's also a very good player when he's on. So kind of just have to live with it.
Yeah, I'd see him getting paid.
He's going to get paid.
In the mid-30s. And the thing is, they're not going to let him walk. He's in the driver's seat, honestly. I mean, how well this team played when he's on the floor. I mean, that winning percentage, he's going to point to that winning percentage.
What was it, 26-6, and people say it's a waste of money? I mean, I guess we're not watching the same game. When the guy impacts the team, 26-6 record.
You talk about the winning, how much this team did with him. You started to see an offensive bag from him in the postseason. I mean, game 2, man was looking like a young Kawhi out there, the way he was just shooting, creating his own shot. You can't just let that walk. You gave up 2 guys who are now, doing their thing out in Toronto. You gave up 2 scores for him. Honestly, if you look at this, OG's in the driver's seat. He can get paid what he wants because he's one of the top free agents this upcoming season. Any team will gladly try to swipe him away. Yeah. Now, I think the Knicks are going to pay him. If it gets closer to 40, it probably will, just for his two-way ability. I mean, if we're looking at what the guy did in the postseason, how important he was, and then you can just envision what he could do with Brunson and Randall on the court and what we saw in January, where, keep in mind, in January, he had just joined the team. He wasn't even as comfortable as we saw him in game 2 against the Pacers.
Yeah.
You got to pay him.
You got to pay him, man. You got to pay him. So it's just, that's just it. That's just it, man. It's unfortunate you got to pay him. Like a guy with a 26-6 record, impactful in that way, where else are you going? It's just like the Randall thing. When you achieve a certain level of success with a player, you're going to see it through, even though there's downside risk. There is downside risk. We know that. Here's more Thibs reaction on this game. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. More Thibs.
I mean, obviously, when you look at the players that have been hurt, do you look at this as a success, even though you guys lost tonight, that you guys were able to fight and get this far?
Yeah, the thing that you, as a coach, you always measure, okay, what does the group have, and are we getting everything out of the group? And the only thing you could ask for is everyone puts forth their best effort. And we got that all year from these guys. So, and I think what goes along with that is peace of mind and knowing that you did your best. And so that's all you could ask for. And a lot of teams I think would have folded. They didn't. Like we took the hit with Mitch, and then you add in Julius and OG, your starting front line, and then Bogey goes out. So and it was hit after hit, but these guys never folded. They kept fighting, and so that's all you could ask for.
Squad kept fighting, man. That's exactly what I said. And a lot of other teams would have folded quite easily under that type of circumstance. Stilicho on the Discord. Stilicho, let's go.
I mean, a lot of teams would have just folded in the Sixers series when we lost Bogey.
Yeah,
because we already had Julius out. Pretty soon thereafter, Mitch was ruled out. After we beat Indiana, a lot of teams would have packed it home a lot quicker than Game 7 of Round 2.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, what's killed me about the TJ McConnell stuff is if you look at his game the past few years, he's usually been a playoff dropper.
Mm-hmm.
This has been one of the better playoff riser performances, especially out of a bench guy.
Yes.
This whole season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, as far as I'm concerned, it was a successful season because even going into this season, most people were like, it's probably not the year just yet. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we need to do, see what we need to clean up. And with all that said, we got further than we did last year. Objectively speaking, we did. Yeah. We were eliminated in Game 6 last year. So we made it further. One game, but we made it further. So, not a failure of a season by any stretch.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jalen disagrees, and he's going to disagree for all of the correct reasons. Mm-hmm. And I want him to disagree because it means he's going to come out the gate screaming next year.
Yeah,
but next year,
it just seemed like when your options are slim, and you have a slim margin of error, and then you see how Brunson looked from the get-go. I mean, he couldn't turn the corner on anything. He couldn't create any separation. Shots were off. Mentally looked like he was checked out, and then he breaks his hand. That was it. Once I saw him, I was like, yo, listen, I'm not even trying to limp into Boston for a conference finals. Like, this is an indication that this team is done. When Brunson is done, the team is done. That was it.
And honestly, I'm glad we're not dealing with Boston fans after what, generously would have probably been 5 games at this point.
Oh, they probably would have gotten swept. Keep it real. They probably would have gotten swept.
But I'm glad we don't have to deal with Boston fans after what was going to be that.
Yeah.
And so there's obviously we can be disappointed, but we've got a lot of upside coming. We're gonna have all our guys back next year.
Yes, sir.
We've got stuff coming down the pipe that I don't want to get into yet because we got the whole off season to talk about off season stuff today.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about. We got enough time to talk about, man. We definitely got enough time to talk about. Appreciate the call, man. John Shin on the Discord. John, let's go.
Yo, what's up, guys?
How you feeling?
You know what? Positive still. It's been an awesome year. I think all of us as Knicks fans and in KFTV, to say that this year's been an outright disappointment. Granted, we feel a little sad, we feel a little disappointed now. But to say that it's an outright disappointment, that's ridiculous. It's been an awesome year. Jalen Brunson's ascended to a level of a player at the point guard position that we have been begging for 2 decades now. Howard, Isley, Chris Childs. Chris Childs was awesome, albeit, but plus, right?
Yep.
So we've made all these moves. You see what Leon's doing. We see Thibs is looking like he's going to get that extension. So this is the team, and you know what? I'm rocking with this team. This is the start of a 3 to 4 year window with everybody in their primes. There's still moves to be made. Yeah, like Stilicho said, we're gonna face that in the next several months in the chat. in the chats on KFTV. But for now, to say that this year was a disappointment,
no,
that's crazy.
Far from it, bro. Far from it.
That's crazy.
Nowhere close.
This has been. I have never felt so emotionally invested in this team.
Yeah.
There's work. There's work. There's life. We have so many things going on, but to have the stability of this team being a hardworking, gritty team, night in and night out, working their butts off every single day. What did Josh Hart say? This is it. And Kyrie actually requoted this too. They play a game. This team plays a game that they love, and we all work 12. I actually, CP, I've seen you work 16 straight hours. I remember that day when you're coming from the daytime all the way in the nighttime from that trade deadline KFTV chat, right?
Yeah.
And we all work so hard, and we all deserve this team, and this team deserves us as fans. And they really pulled off all stops to entertain, to win, to contribute to the culture of what New York is all about. And you know what? I'm so passionate. I'm so happy about this team. And I cannot seriously wait for the next 3-4 years, because guess what? Last news, my wife's pregnant. Thank you so much, guys. I love you.
Congratulations and good luck, man. Congratulations to John, man. Congratulations to John. We just welcomed our guy Jeff Johnson to the exclusive club that is fatherhood. Al, you experienced that joy last year.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm 5 years in. Then one of the best things
vet,
that you
as
could
someone would call you.
Yeah, no. Far from it, man. Learning every day. Trials and tribulations every day, man. But yeah, I call a little bit, after the game, man. And, just unfortunate. He's becoming more and more of a diehard. I'm grooming him in that mold. You know what I'm saying? I'm grooming him in that mold. So, it's tough. But you got to break the news to your kids, man. Like, you win some, you lose some. You're going to win some games, you're going to lose some games. It's a good teaching lesson, especially for the youngsters out there when they're coming up and playing the game themselves. So, that's just what it is, man. Shout out to Del Will, $20 Super Chat Fanchise channel member, says, salute KFTV worldwide. Appreciate everything you guys do. This team is New York. Left it all on the court. That's all we ask. Yeah, this is far from a disappointing season. Al, like I said, disappointed in the outcome, just like everybody else. 100% of Knicks fans would say that, but this is not a disappointing season, man. We had a great season and a great run.
For sure. I mean, you want to win. You want to beat your foes. I mean, it hurts, CP. I will say that it hurts that 2 years in a row we lose to the Heat first in round 2 and now to the Pacers. So, the script is only being set up for next season for the Knicks to defeat both the Heat and the Pacers to get to the ECF. So I hope the NBA gods give us that type of script for next season instead of the, we're just going to decimate the Knicks starting in January.
Yeah.
Good God, man.
Yeah, man. Let's read some more Super Chats. We're going to get to some more calls. CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. Let's go. Shannon, $10 Super Chat says, expectations continue to rise because we did so much with so little. Great season. Be proud. On to the next season with heads high. New York always. Salute, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Even the Pacer fans. Shout out to the Pacer fans in the chat. People are mad. They're trolling in the chat. I told you from the beginning. They have nowhere better to go than the number one show for the fans by the fans. So it's all right, man. Let them have their time. Let them troll. It is what it is. It just is what it is. Whatever.
Gee willikers.
Yeah, listen. It all feeds the algorithm at the end of the day. So we don't worry about it. Just let them have their day. Who else? Too Cold, T Cold on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, bro?
I'm sad about the Knicks, but overall, I'm very proud of this team. They've been grinding it out all year, but before I even get into that, I just want to say thank y'all so much for providing KnicksFanTV, the afternoon shows, getting me through that lunchtime grinding work.
Yes, sir.
Alex with the Game of the Week previews. I watch those every week, man, and I really appreciate it. All the interviews y'all had, the playoffs, y'all really turned it up with the guests and everything.
Yeah,
and
man.
Keep it coming, and it really just made this Knicks season just so much better overall.
We got Strawberry in the mix, man. We got Strawberry in the mix. How many channels, how many podcasts say they got a New York born and bred NBA All-Star, 2-time All-Star, Three-time champion of the CBA. Got 2 statues in a museum over there in Beijing. Strawberry joined KFTV in the middle of the run.
That was amazing. And I'm still pissed that Draymond Green ducked that smoke the other day. I'm sitting there at work just waiting to watch. That was trash.
Yeah.
But overall, though, this was an incredible season. We fought all the way to the end. You know, being in Houston, I'm constantly wearing my KnicksFanTV gear, all my Knicks gear.
Yeah.
I was at my neighbor's house yesterday watching the game. I met one of his friends, and he was like, yeah, I hope we win the game tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, you're a Knicks fan? He's like, I am this year. So get ready for the bandwagon fans. They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And, you know, next year, I know when we get to the conference finals, we're going to get to the finals too. Let's go. Yeah. Knicks fan forever, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely. And they said, you know, Paul Pierce, I guess Paul Pierce somewhere stomped on a Jalen Brunson jersey. Listen, man. Listen.
Yeah, because
I told you about these washed-up players trying to, like, find their next home in media. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody's not going to make it. So the truth is trying to do what everybody tries to do, which is try to go viral when they can't build a proper brand. It just is what it is. Just, you know, again, let everybody just have their thing. It is what it is, man. We ain't worried, bro.
Well, I forget what it was. I think he said the Knicks weren't going to win, so he bought a Brunson jersey. Now he's stopping it, X, Y, Z. That is the corniest thing I've ever seen. Like, my man, you got caught and got fired from your job for having, you know, inappropriate people in the background. And so now you're trying to go viral for stopping on a jersey and then saying we're corny? You're the one corny posted a video. Why do you even care?
That's Skip Bayless problems, man. I ain't worried about that.
Hold on, CP. Isn't his team in the ECF? Why are you worried about us? I know why. Because we got the best fan base in the world. That's why you're worried about us. Why? Because if you engage with us, we'll help you get to those levels. That's why.
Absolutely, man. So it is what it is. $100 super chat from Daryl Austin asks us, KFTV, thanks for all that you do for us diehards. Can't imagine what the earlier calls were like when we won 17 games when we started this channel. J. Cal invests some money into KFTV so they can continue to grow and evolve our fan base. CP, Alex, JD, love you guys, man. Shout out to Daryl Austin Jr. out there in the town. And yeah, you know, that's why it's like, obviously, yes, disappointed. But when you think about the inception of this channel, for 3 years straight, there was no postseason to talk about. It was dark. It was dark from April. We had to figure out, hey, how does this team win games? How does this team even make the postseason? How do we put one foot in front of the other competently? And now we're here, Game 7, second round. And, you know, this team has made a big leap. This is year number 7. And this is in the middle of the year 7 for KFTV. 7. This team has made a big leap, man. I'm sorry, this is year 8. I'm bugging out. It's been that long.
Wow.
Started in 2017. I keep saying year 6. This is actually year 8. July 2024, will be year 8. So, you know, for 3-4 years, we're not even at this point talking about playoff basketball. We're talking about everybody else. You know, we're talking about everybody else. So it is what it is, man. 2017 of June. Appreciate you, TM.
Going from the days of talking about what Frank Ntilikina could be,
right,
to now saying how thankful and how great we are with Jalen Brunson at the helm.
Fizz kids. Shout out to Dimitri. We're talking about Fizz. And what a wonder of a coach he could be. Take that for data. And then we ran him out of town fast. Hey, man.
Together, CP.
Together. Those were some dark days. So
the Dennis Smith Juniors.
The Ramon Session days. Anyway, we don't got to reminisce about them dark days. It's a good time. $20 super chat from Jay, Fanchise channel member, said, Halliburton really had a sweatshirt with Reggie's pick on it, doing the choke sign in the postgame. It would have been nice to shut him up because he was talking trash all series, but still proud of the squad. Yeah, well, listen, they earned it. He came in, talked trash, and he got it. You know? Healthy OG changes things. Healthy Nick team changes things. I don't think this team is in our class at full strength, but that's not what it is. You got to deal with the cards that you're dealt with, and the cards are that the Knicks had who they had, and the Pacers had who they had, and they won the series.
We took them to Game 7 with a skeleton roster.
CP,
there was a moment in the fourth quarter where it looked like Burks and Dante were about to do the unbelievable.
Yeah. Shout out.
They had
shout
to
out
bring in
Big
the
Ragu.
starting unit back in just to make sure they closed this game out. So that should tell you how good this Knicks team is while injured.
39
right?
for
this
the
team
Big
healthy.
Ragu.
The beast.
9 at 15 from downtown. What a revelation he had been all season long. Great season for the Big Ragu, man. Great season. Great season. Showed a lot of New York grit, showed some toughness, and shot the hell out of the ball for the most part. Yeah, had his struggles like everybody else does, but Ragu was great this year. Big money, AB showed up. 26 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown. Made all of his free throws. I got to double check that. I'm not sure if he made. I felt like he did miss one, but maybe he did. Either way, they lost. So, but great job by Big Money AB. Maybe he gets the front office a little.
Burks did not miss a free throw tonight.
He did not. He went 8 for 8. Look at that. Big.
Who you keeping? Him or Boyan?
You know, there's so much to think about with the offseason, man. Like, I don't even want to, confuse my brain with the Boyan talk because I'm just not sure how they're going to do it. Are they going to try to use the contract to make a trade? Are they going to sign him to another 1+1? I don't know, man. I want to get to that at another time. I don't even want to think offseason, but I did think it was very funny that Big Money was shining in the closing game.
He was cooking. This man got to the free throw line like there was no other.
That's what he does, you know. That's what he does. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Okay.
He saw that second unit. He's like, this is my time.
Yeah. No question about it. Let's go to Jeff on the Discord. Jeff, let's go.
Yo, what's going on, CP? What's going on, Alex? How y'all feeling?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Good. First off, thank you for the shout. I tapped in and I heard the shout. 2024 is one of the best years of my life because I did join the Dad Gang.
Congratulations, bro.
Of course, bro. Of course. Thank you. I really appreciate y'all for that. Mm-hmm. And it's also been a seminal moment for me because I was able to tap in with the KFTV family and contribute. I've done a lot of cool things in media, but being on KFTV is a bucket list item. The way y'all embrace me and Alex handling the Grizzlies beat on those games early on, and just we held it down for the Grizzlies. And Alex, think about this: all them injuries the Grizzlies had, and what did we say? Whatever they have, we don't want to catch it. And sure enough, it was like the techno-organic virus with cable. We try to hold it back with telepathy. We try to hold it back with all types of power. And eventually it came back to bite us in the end. This is the most proud I've been as a Knicks fan, probably in my entire fandom, given everything that they had to deal with, everything that they had to overcome. Because if it's one thing I love about these Knicks teams is being able to shut up these casuals on social media and all these other people that get their talking points from barbershops and not actually watching the game because they hate the city and they hate the team and they can't talk about what's on the court, so they have to run with narratives. And this team overachieved and overachieved and overachieved and overachieved again. I was telling my wife, y'all are going to have to kill this team. And they literally broke this team in order to win. Jalen Brunson being the cherry on top of the most effed up Sunday that we could have had injury-wise in this whole season, right? I understand what Jalen is saying. He doesn't consider it a successful season or whatnot. I hear him. He can have that mentality. I love him being locked in and him being a killer. But he knows Knicks history, and he got to know this wasn't a successful season. This was a culture-setting season. And I'm just waiting. I'm ready and waiting for the revenge tour because this is the point where the lightsabers got to turn red because there's a lot of teams that are left in this playoffs that are lucky that the Knicks are not fully healthy and weren't able to finish the job. All credit to the Pacers. They literally, think about this, Knicks fans, they had to have a generational game to beat a team that was literally limping to Game 7. This is the type of heart, resolve, and character that this team is built. And CP, my one regret from today was that we were robbed of seeing Alec Burks versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Because this is what it was shaping up to be. AB, the king of the fourth, was resurrected for one more or for a few more games. And I gotta tell you, man, like the pride that I have in this squad from Josh Hart being able to grab 8 rebounds with an abdominal strain, and anybody who's worked on your abs in the gym and you haven't worked on them in a while, and the way they hurt the day after, imagine that but playing high level hoops. Dude, what he did was nothing short of phenomenal being able to play. OG beating those I don't play unless I'm 100% allegations. This is what culture looks like. This is what table setting looks like. This is what a phenomenal Knicks season looked like. Yeah, we didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. We know what happened. We know what the circumstances were, but you should be proud as a Knicks fan. I'm glad that the Garden waited and saluted that team. I raise my glass to them. I raise my glass to KnicksFanTV and everything that y'all got. I can't even see the likes right now. You already know the vibe.
Yeah, I can't.
It should be double. It should be triple. It should be quadruple. What are we at subscribers-wise right now, fellas? 79?
78 on the way to 79, man.
We need to hit 80 by July.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all are going to go crazy in Vegas. I need y'all at 80K by July. Support this team because this is one of the few platforms that exalts your team and talks about facts and actual basketballs and not reality TV storylines. This is, if you want real talk, support KnicksFanTV, support the content creators that are actually about the work and not about the BS. I really appreciate y'all. I'm a proud Knicks fan today, and I cannot wait for what this team does next season because this is the worst this Knicks team is going to be. I don't care about the what ifs. I care about the what now. And right now, there's a lot to be proud of. So thank y'all for accepting me with open arms in the KFTV family. Thank you to everybody in the chat, all y'all fans for supporting and building these platforms, supporting me on my platform. Thank you, Alex, for accepting me as a co-host and being on one of my first times being on. And shout out to y'all, man. I'm still tapped in. The heads are high. Our heads are bloody, but our heads are unbowed. There ain't nothing to hold your head at. There ain't nothing to hold your head at. They had to beat our fifth string. They have to beat our fifth string and let everybody else talk about what they are. They can talk about minutes, but we know the type of time this Knicks team is on. So salute to y'all. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Thank you for
man.
shouting me out. And love, man. I'm going to keep listening. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the support. And thank you for supporting KnicksFanTV. Love, y'all.
Yes, sir. Jeff Johnson on the check-in. Go ahead and throw some fives in the chat for our guy KFTV Jeff. Salute to the team, man. All the hosts, all the mods, all the producers who make this thing go. Appreciate you guys. Great season for the entire team of KFTV, man. Great season. Absolutely. You know, nothing to hang our hats on. Let's read some more Super Chats, man. Dale Johnson, $10 Super Chat. Let's see. They hate us because they ain't us. I love it. They hate on us like we're a dynasty that's winning every year. Today's game showed management. We need Mitch. Don't even think about it. Well, we need Mitch to be healthy. That's not on management. That's on Mitch, but, you know, he's just not a healthy guy. But it is what it is. We'll worry about that next time. $20 Super Chat from JP Silvera says, thank you all for your Knicks support and love. Knicks fan since 1987. Salute to him. Devontae Tate, $10 Super Chat Fanchise channel member says, Knicks were undefeated at my KFTV watch party attendance, but the luck ran out today. No one to blame. We gave it our all. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody that pulled up to the KFTV watch party. Shout out to everybody that came through to Clinton Hall, to Slate, everybody that tapped in on the West Coast at 33 taps. It was a real movement, man. The watch party movement took on a life of its own, and KFTVs were always one for the ages. So we had a great time. We definitely had a great time. Let's take a look at some of the stats, man. If you want to look at the stats, if you want to look at it, Al. The key stats of the night brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our code KFTV for a $250 bonus deposit match. And this one out the gates, man. First half for the Pacers, they shot 73% from the field. Finished shooting 67% from the field. I got to see. I haven't seen on Twitter, Al, if that's like a record or if that's close. Okay, there it is.
It's the best shooting performance, and they barely notched it over the Boston Celtics with Larry Bird back in the 80s. It was the best shooting performance in the playoffs.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 54% from three. The Knicks conversely shot 42% from the field, 37 from three. The Pacers winning the rebounding battle, 33-28. Not surprising, but they got it. Assists, 33-22. Not surprising there. Pacers winning that one. Knicks did win the fast break battle, 17-11, but really didn't matter there. Points in the paint. Again, Pacers just drilling the Knicks, man. 52-38. 1 point in the paint by 14. And that was it, man. Largest lead for the Pacers was 23. Largest lead by the Knicks was, I think, at the opening jump, 3-0 or something like that. But, yeah, there it is, man. What do you think?
These numbers are just – it's tough because the Knicks actually shot well this game. Like, you could ask for a better field goal percentage, but the fact that they shot 37% from downtown and the Pacers shot 54%, to me, this game just came down to the Pacers were just historically on fire. And, you know, when I broke this game down with Alex Golden from Setting the Pace podcast, I did say in my preview, I said I do expect the Pacers to go off for 2 games just offensively, it just goes insane. And they did that. They did that. They did that in game 4, and they did that in this game. The thing that you can't account for is Andrew Nembhard making a clutch 3 at the end of a game, and you can't predict just, you know, those are the things you cannot predict.
Game of inches, man.
So
Game of inches.
it's tough for the fact that this is how the Knicks go out, but otherwise, look, the only thing that stayed true, CP, Knicks didn't win the rebounding battle, and they lost.
They lost. But, yeah, certainly a game of inches. You know, the Nembhard miracle 3 in game 3. Game 3, you know, Knicks not able to win that game when they had a great opportunity to do so. Just a game of inches. That's how it goes. So it is what it is. All right, let's load up some more people. Let's load up some more people on the Discord. Rapid fire, people. We got a lot of callers that we want to get to, so make sure you keep your takes very to the point, succinct, and let's get to it, man. To the phones we go. It's my guy, Son from Brooklyn, still on the line. Son from Brooklyn, let's go.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say peace to CP, peace to Alex, peace to KFT family. I just want to thank you all for the season that you have done for us Knicks fans. Thank you very much. I just want to say F all these emotional, cake-ass emotional Knicks fans who are not grateful for the season that this team gave us. Thank you to the coaching staff. Thank you to the front office. Thank you to Jalen Brunson, Hart, the whole squad that gave us a great season. And if you can't ride for your Knicks, we don't want you. Straight up, we don't want you. KFTV family don't want you. If there's a way to block you, we should block you. Straight up and down. If you don't support the Knicks, to hell with y'all. So, yo, salute Alex, salute CP, salute CK, salute JD. Thank you all for this season. On to the next. Peace.
Appreciate it, man. Son from Brooklyn, man. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't see how you can look at this season as anything other than a success and a great year for them. I don't see how you could look at it that way. So
It's very tough. And, you know, we've discussed that. We discussed that when we previewed the season.
Yeah.
Think about back in September, October, where we're talking about what would be a successful season, right? And it's just so hard to quantify what a successful season looks like. You have to watch the entire thing play out. Right. And the fact that it came down to injuries, stopping the Knicks from being able to continue to compete, but yet pushing the Pacers to a game 7, you got to be proud of that. The fact that they did this 2 years in a row, CP, 2 years in a row that the Knicks have now made it to the second round, to the Eastern Conference semis.
Yeah.
This team is moving in the right direction. I know, especially in a time where we have a lot of technology, we can get a lot of instant gratification. We want to see this team already get to the finish line, win the championship, and do all of that. But the fact that we're watching this team continuously build from whether it was Tom Thibodeau and Julius Randle from the first season, you know, they take a dip, they get Brunson, beat the Cavs, lose to the Heat. But now you talk about beating an even more challenging opponent, right? You may not gentlemen swept the Sixers, but they were a more challenging opponent than the Cleveland Cavaliers. The fact that they did that, still not fully healthy, in 6, and then go the distance with the depleted roster to 7, this team's moving in the right direction. and it's a good season to build off of going into next year.
No question about it, man. Well said, bro. Well said. All right, Howie on the Discord. Howie, go ahead and unmute your mic. Howie, going once. All right, I'm not sure we lost him. He was there for a minute. I don't know. Howie, unmute your mic. Unmute. All right, we had him. Okay. One more time. Howie, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Oh, there we go. My bad, bossman. Shout out to you, CP. Shout out to Alex. I appreciate everything the team did this year. When I say team, I'm talking about KFTV.
Appreciate it.
It's been a long season, man. Knicks fans, we got to chill out, man. Our team, nobody predicted us to be here in the beginning of the season. No team ever faced injuries the way we did. Let's just chill out, enjoy the season, re-up next year. Let's go. CP, Alex, I got a question for you. If with Donovan Mitchell, do you still want to take a stab at that? Or would you like to keep with the team we have now and build from there?
Yeah, well, it looks like, in terms of the Mitchell front, you're hearing the Lakers are hot after him now. I've expected Miami to get involved ever since they lost Dame. I think Miami needs to make an upgrade. For the Knicks, the question is, what do they think about Ragu? All the people who I've asked since they lost on the Mitchell trade say that they don't really think they're as hot after him as they once were. I think we'll have to wait and see what happens in the offseason because I think the price for Donovan Mitchell has lowered. The question is, has Ragu showed you enough to be confident that you're good at the two-guard spot? I think one of the bigger questions to me is and always will be Julius. The bigger question to me will and always will be Julius. He does have the player option at the end of next year. Is he going to be healthy? Is he going to perform? He has yet to show the Knicks anything when it comes to the postseason. And so they're going to have a lot of decisions to make. We'll definitely get to the offseason talk at the appropriate time. But, yeah, with Donovan Mitchell, I'd love to have him. What will the price be? Would I still go for him? Yeah, I would. I think I would. I would still go for Donovan Mitchell, bro. I would still go for Spider. I would.
I get I get it, but I'd probably say no to Donovan Mitchell right now. I think there's just too much good that came off from the culture and the building of this team. I like how Dante played this year. I like the 3-point shooting. The way that I look at Donovan is that he's such a high usage player with having to have the basketball in his hand is that you're taking that away from Brunson. And unless he can learn to be an off-ball player and stuff of that nature, I would rather look in a different direction than going for Donovan Mitchell. I know that it's the star that the Knicks tried to chase after last season. He's got ties to New York and everything of that nature, but I like the way that Dante performed. I like the consistency of a knockdown shooter.
That's fair.
I can only think that he gets better. He helps space the floor. I don't want to take the rock out of Brunson's hand and have a competition between Spider and Brunson. I think it's good in theory, but I think another question would be, do you think about Booker and stuff of that nature? But this is where I think team building gets more complicated. And you spoke to Scott Perry about this. Is that, do you want to offset who has created the culture and the tight-knit family they've created, right? Because Dante, being part of that Villanova connection, being part of, Brunson's tight-knit community, do you want to rock the boat? Is it going to be that much of an upgrade? Are you missing something from a culture perspective, what he brings to the locker room that we don't see? Like, all that has to get weighed, and you talked about that with Scott Perry. So I'd reference anybody who wants to hear more in depth about team building to go back to that show, CP talking to Scott Perry and saying, is it more stars that you need, or is it just maybe another role player or so? And pretty sure Scott said the same thing.
It's a star. You need a bona fide second option. Not just a guy who can get hot from downtown. You need a guy who can score from all three levels, who can get to the free throw line, who's smart enough to create off of double teams. For the Pacers, that was Pascal Siakam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was Pascal Siakam. When Halliburton was not on in Game 6, Pascal Siakam destroyed the Knicks, bro. Destroyed us in Game 6 and Game 7. That's what you need. When Brunson's not on, you need a guy who's going to still go out there and force defenses to scramble, force defenses to make a decision. That's nothing against Ragu. He had a great game tonight. He had an outstanding season. He was flamethrower. But what happens when he makes forays to the basket? Gets dicey, right?
I get that.
How many times can he get to the free throw line? Gets dicey. You need somebody that can put consistent pressure on a defense from all three levels, not just when you're hot from downtown. And that's why I say it's a 2-star league. And it's a 2-star league when you're building with this new salary cap rules. That's why it all comes back to Julius. Are you the guy that can help get us over the hump? Are you that guy? Are you going to be healthy enough? Can you perform enough? Can you space the floor enough? That's going to be the question. Is it Julius? We just don't know.
That I was about to say, you're talking about that. And the thing is, it's all about Julius. It comes down to whether
it
or not
always
Julius
is, man.
It comes
it
down to that
always
question.
is.
And look, man, and this is what's so disappointing and the big question marks from the season. So many what ifs and so many things that needed to be evaluated this postseason, CP.
What if?
Because now it's another season where you don't get to see Julius in the postseason. And I said it during the regular season. I'll keep that same energy. I believe that this would have been the year that we saw the different Julius just because it's his brand of basketball. But because we didn't get to see it, we won't know. And now we got to wait another year. And so the thing is that with his contract looming, with having to wait another year, these are tough decisions now that you got to say, because if you had another year saying, all right, this is the brand of basketball he should play. We know he's all NBA caliber. We know he's an all-star. Then maybe if he didn't perform this season, now we got to start thinking, all right, now we got to really look in a different direction because he even changed his game again and we didn't see anything. Yeah. If he did perform, then you're saying maybe we just need to tweak around the edges. Maybe you need to get a more durable center. I'm not saying get rid of Mitch. I'm just saying these are the questions that a front office would be having. What we're talking about right now. Do you go for another center? Do you say, do we need a backup wing? Do we need another guard when Brunson's off? These are all the questions that would have kind of been answered and kind of gone in that direction if Julius were healthy.
Yeah. True indeed, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. I want to shout out one of our sponsors of tonight, Al, and that is Manscaped. Fellas, before you know it, Father's Day is going to be here. And with our leaders in Below the Waist Grooming, you can help Dad get to his goals, man, with the #1 men's grooming tool, Below the Waist. Maybe your pops had that 70s. Nah. The read they gave me was crazy for this.
Stop.
I can't even go. No. All I can say is, listen, man. Our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package for Pops on his special day. Whether it's for the boys downstairs or his beard or even the best pair of underwear out there, Manscaped has his bases covered. Head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping using our code KFTV. Trust the over 10 million members worldwide who rock with Manscaped, man. No testimonials. Just go out there and get that for Dad. For some of you dads out there, we just talked to John Shin, who's going to be a dad. We talked to our guy, Jeff Johnson, who is a dad. Hey, that is the perfect gift, man. So, fellas out there, tell your lady, tell your wife, your significant other, go get you some Manscaped products for Father's Day, man. 20% off plus free shipping with promo code KFTV.
Stevie was going to go to a flagrant 3 real quick. It would have been so dull for me on this show.
I was about to eject myself from my own show after I read that. A lot of the Manscaped reads I like to ad lib and freestyle. I'm done. After I read that, I said, whoa. Nah. A lot of times I'm not, I don't mind reading it. But this one, I say, whoa. Hey, easy there, easy. Shout out to our guys, man. Shout out to our guys at Manscaped, keeping us locked in. And yeah, listen, at the end of the day, we like to joke about it. Hey, they've been with us for this journey as well for a long time. They make great products. They keep us laced with the latest and greatest. So shout out to our guys at Manscaped, man, for sure. Man, shout out to our guys, man. You know, needed that laugh after a brutal loss tonight.
No testimonials.
No testimonials. Just go get it. No testimonials.
Gambit still has to, make make the fine print,
Yes.
bigger.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, man. Lavarsity on the Discord. Lavarsity, go ahead and unmute your mic. Lavarsity, going once. Okay, Lavarsity, do me a favor and restart your Discord. Close it out and jump back in. It'll work then. For some reason, you just got to do that sometimes. King Deej, let's go.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
CP?
yes, sir.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, first and foremost, let's get the pleasantries out the way. With every good series and good season, I got to come back to my roots. So I want to give a round of applause. Everybody in the chat gang, everybody that rocked out with CP, Alex, all the people at KnicksFanTV, man. This brother's been working for years. And my whole existence as a Knicks fan, or at least from people knowing me, came from this show. So round of applause to these two brothers, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Always, man. Very disappointed, obviously, as everybody else is. But if I would have told you we would go into Game 7 with, 6 players out, and, I would take those chances, man. It sucks because obviously you want to get to the ECF, but I would take those chances. I would do it all over again. My only concern going forward is I'm trying to figure out, and again, like you said, we're gonna have this conversation at a later date. I'm not trying to have this conversation to me. I'm trying to recover. I'm taking a shot. I'm gonna watch this Western Conference.
Yeah,
playoff.
who's winning right now? I'm not even tapped in. Who's winning?
Right now, you got Denver up 21-19. Game 7. Murray just hit a 3.
Okay.
But for us, I just want to see how it looks like. Like, I just want to see how we look fully healthy. I'm talking about like what Alex was bringing up, in January. I don't know what that means going forward into next season, but for the first time ever, CP, Alex, we always had these conversations in the summer. I'm perfectly fine with whatever they do. I don't got a suggestion. I don't got a rebuttal. If they want to draft two players, go ahead. I don't think they will, but that's how open I am to the idea of this team. And I think we're right at the door, man. I think if barring health and not this curse of a season that we just went through, I think barring health will be A-okay. But I really just came up here to show the fan base some love, some support, show you two gentlemen some support, some love. Keep up what you're doing. To all the new fans, welcome to the best channel on YouTube. By the fans, for the fans. Come up here. Make sure you show your love. Talk about your Knicks fandom. Hit that chat gang. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys, man. And we go run this back, man. I wanted this series bad. We gonna run it back, man. Don't waver. Everybody should be proud that they're a Knicks fan. CP, Alex, salute to y'all, man. I'm out.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. King Deej on the check-in. Salute to all of our Fanchise channel members in the chat, man. If you guys are a Fanchise channel member, go ahead and throw a custom emoji in the chat. Let us know that you guys are in here. Shout out to King Deej, man, a KFTV day one, and been holding us down for a long time, man. Shout out King Deej. Speaking of Fanchise channel member, Al, shout out to Jerry Crisp, Maxwell Walter, King Matthews, $5 Super Chats says we'll be back, number 1. And number 2, Ja Rule number 1, never ever touch the NBA trophy in the playoffs. Thanks to you, we went 1 for 4 after while we're up 2-0. Yeah, I mean, listen, that whole Ja Rule thing was a setup. Whoever made that video knew that that he was a jinx and knew that him touching the trophy was a jinx. There was no one who created that video thinking, hey, this should certainly get Knicks fans on our side. No, that was all a setup, and they
I don't even look at him as a well-known Knicks fan to begin with.
Yeah. He's as much of a Knicks fan as Nori is, and shout out to Fat Shaq. I see Nori sitting courtside the other night. I'm like, Nori has no idea where he even is, much less is rocking with the Knicks. But, that's just how it goes.
Probably at that core, like, wow, Melo's not on the team anymore? When did that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. At Freak NY, $2 Super Chats is running from Pacer fans is soft. Take the smoke. Okay, I'm not sure who was running. Not sure who he was referring to, but shout out to African Y. Apostle in the making, $10 Super Chat says, proud of this team, disappointed, but we push through, and we have a bright future. If we make the right moves and stay healthy, we can win the chip next year. Okay. Here's African Y, Al $5 Super Chat as well, says, I'm still upset that MSG and KFTV called Pacers soft. Call them soft after we win the series. As a man, I would have taken that personally and responded. I don't know what he's talking. Are you a Pacer fan or a Knicks fan? What are you talking about? What is he even talking about?
What repeat that one more time?
He says, I'm still upset that MSG and KFTV call the Pacers soft. Call them soft after we win the series. As a man, I would have taken that personally and responded. I'm not sure what he's talking about. I guess
that's a Pacers fan. Well, thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, I think that is a
Appreciate it.
Pacer fan. I think it is a Pacer fan, I guess. But, yeah, you can still be a soft team and win a series. Like, nah, I mean, that doesn't matter. They won the series.
I don't look at the Pacers as this physically imposing team.
They're not. That's just the thing. They're not. Nobody ever called them that throughout this entire postseason or regular season. That was the 27th ranked defense in the league. Like, come on, man.
I find it soft that Halliburton is, making, the two little gestures at Deuce when he has his back turned and then tries to, scratch his nose in game 6. Or how about he does a lot of talking when he's up, 20 points, but then close game 6, he doesn't want to talk. But then, once the league gets back up, he starts talking. I mean, it's kind of soft by nature.
Look, they're good offense, but being good offense doesn't mean that you're a physically imposing team. So I don't know. One that has nothing to do with the other. So I don't know. I think that's a dejected Pacer fan, but he should be happy his team won. So I don't know, whatever.
Thanks for the super chat.
Thanks for the super chat. Call back anytime, man. Will from LI. Will, let's go.
Hey, y'all got me?
Yep. Rapid fire. Let's go.
Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, man. We just gotta lick our wounds, man. It was a tough series. It was just we just weren't healthy, bro. We're literally on one leg, right? But all in all, I just feel like this was just a really good season, despite the loss to the Pacers. We just got to lick our wounds. Just know that you got Knicks fans out here that are dedicated. I've never seen the fan base more in tune than they have been. Like right now, I'm on vacay, but I had to wake up 2:30 in the morning to make sure I catch the game.
Let's go.
It's just and I just felt like I was united with the crew. So just shout out to the Knicks fans. We'll be good. We just got to, stay strong, and we'll come back next year even better, even stronger. So we'll just leave it to that.
Let's go. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Samurai Will, unmute your mic. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, CP? Could you hear me?
Loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
Doing, I'm kind of bummed out, how other people are. Of course, I'm super proud of this team. I just want to give people a season recap of how special this season was. We had our first 50-win season since 2012, and before then, it was 99-2000. So, we're top 5 net rating this year. Brunson was a top 5 MVP candidate. We're 1 win away from the ECF. And the only reason why we didn't make it was Indiana had an incredible shooting performance. We were on our last leg. And just as far as moving forward, I'm just so proud of this team because we have a lot of stability. I called in a couple, times and I told you guys there's 11 first-round picks in 7 years. The returning players, Randall, however you guys feel about him, he's still a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player. OG's going to be healthy. He's an all-defensive player. Mitch, before he went out, he was legitimately the best offensive rebounder in the game. He's an all-defensive candidate before he got injured, and he's also a dark horse for defensive player of the year. But just more so than anything, I want to just make this about the Knicks. Proud of this team. They gave us so much to cheer about this time of the year. Regardless how the series went, they played their heart out. Epic series versus Philly, and I just want to end on this note. I actually went to Game 6, the closeout series versus Philly. And that came about because, I have a group chat with my friends saying, when we lost the game before, they're like, hey, we're going to go down to Philly and we're going to make some noise. And my sister just lives 25 minutes away. And I called her. I was like, hey, can we crash at your place if we really end up doing this? My friends
Samurai, we got to roll. We got to roll, man. It's rapid fire. Man.
Okay,
rapid
I just want to say,
you can't go into the history, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, they gave me that moment. And thank you so much. And
appreciate it, man. Call back anytime. We just get, it's a lot of people. You can see on the Discord, there's a lot of people waiting to call in. People, get to the point on the game. I don't need to know what was going on in the group chat. Then I called my sister, and I called my brother. Then we took the train to the game, and we watched the game. Then in the third quarter, this happened. In the fourth quarter, this happened. Just get to the point. I love Samurai. He called back anytime. He's got good points. But, like, when we say rapid fire, you got to get right to it. Get right to it. I thought he was going to break down what he was about to make for dinner tonight for us next. I'm surprised I didn't hear what he had for breakfast. Right. What was your pregame meal to go into Game 7? What was that like? 130 to 109. We lose the game. How was the omelet that you had this morning?
So let me tell you what all happened, CP. I woke up this morning, rolled out of bed. You know, I went to the fridge, took out an Eggo waffle. You know,
how many of the divots in the waffle did you get with syrup? Was there any one of those ashy, or did you get all of them?
There's actually a hole, so it went straight to the plate.
Call back anytime, man. We got to have a good time, man. We lost the game. We got washed. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Lord. All right. Let's go. Lavarsity, unmute your mic. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir. How are you doing, man? How are you doing?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
First of all, CP, we actually met like last week at Game 3. I was at Slate, and you got me to take a picture with Steph on Marbury. So
nice,
thank you for that.
Man. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that time, man.
For sure. I won't say too long. I really just wanted to make sure that Knicks fans out there just understand that it's never been a better time to be a Knicks fan. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I was born in '91, and you know, I was obviously alive when the Knicks were great in the '90s, but the '20s. Once we got to the 20s, I dedicated the 20s, and I told my friends, and I was like, the 20s is going to be the Knicks decade, you know, and we're watching the beginning of it right now. I think that Brunson, Julius, I don't think we need to trade him. I think we need to keep him. You mentioned that we need another star, and I think that when we got OG in January we saw a glimpse of what the Knicks will be when the guys are healthy. And I think we just need to just make sure we retool. I trust Leon Rose and the decisions that he's making in the front office. We just need to retool and just be cool and not make any, like, you know, rash decisions and try to get anybody that, you know, I don't think is necessarily going to make us any better than we could be with the team that we have right now.
Okay. No, it's
fair. So I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate what you guys have done this season. I'm tuned in every morning. Like I told you at Slate, every morning I watch before I go to work. As I'm at work, I still listen in. So keep doing what you guys are doing. And Knicks fans, 2025, we coming for that chip.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. You know, unfortunate that you know, a lot of young Knicks fans who, you know, look, there's Knicks fans period who haven't seen much success with this team. Let's just keep it real. But, you know, for some young Knicks fans, this was the biggest Game 7 they've ever seen. So disappointing result, obviously, disappointing result. But they will have a lot to address in the offseason. Especially when you look at the fact that you have to re-sign Brunson too, and you have to make a decision on Randall. You have to re-sign OG. They're going to lose a little bit of cap flexibility and tradable. Hartenstein as well, great point. They're going to lose a lot of that soon in terms of tradable contracts, flexibility, the Bogdanovich contract. There's a lot to answer, man. There's definitely a lot to answer. Burks, it's big money coming back.
In as much as I can joke about Burks,
that
is a decision you got to make, especially when you go through the postseason. You see what he did in the Pacers series. You're saying, wait a minute, hold on. We can't just let a guy who was just giving us buckets when we needed just walk out the door. So that's another thing you got to account for.
Likewise, man. Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Shout out to Shannon. Oh, I got Shannon. BLW, $10 Super Chat, Fanchise channel member. Says, thanks for a wonderful season of coverage, KFTV team. Shout out to BLW. $5 Super Chats from Brocco One says, get Mikal Bridges in here in the offseason. I'm 22, started following the NBA in 2011, 2012, and became a Knicks fan that year. Still haven't seen my team in the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. All right. There that is, man. Let's hear from Josh Hart. Met with the media today, Al. After the game, Josh Hart gave it a go with the abdominal strain. Here's what he had to say about his experience in New York so far.
Along those lines, we got a standing ovation as you came out, as you came off. They're chanting your name. Just what does that mean to you that the fans appreciate
It's huge. I came here last year. I think this was like my fourth team, like my sixth coach, fourth franchise. Like, I wanted a home, and obviously the front office, believed in me and gave me a contract, and Thibs, played me, and the city embraced me. So for me, that means a lot. And for me, only way I can repay them is just continue to put my body on the line, give everything I have, and leave my heart on that court. And I feel like I did that this year, and I just got to thank the fans for just embracing me, man. I'm not perfect. There's a lot of ups and downs, with Josh Hart, but they embraced me and they showed me love this whole time.
Yeah, I'm with that 100%, man. Josh Hart, I think this year, he's here for a year and a half. This year, he locked himself in as a true blood Knick, man. He gave it everything. I told you that was my X factor. My X factor is X factoring. Good things happen this entire playoffs. When Julius went down, he was fantastic for this team. He gave us everything. An abdominal strain sidelines guys for weeks, even months. The guy came out 2 days later and gave it his best effort, and that just speaks to who Josh Hart is. And when he was on. He was knocking down shots. He was playmaking, rebounding animal, one of the best rebounders in the league at 6'4". And like you said, he's not perfect, but for this team, he's great. And he was great this year. He had a phenomenal year this year, man. And especially when guys went down and everybody had to punch above their weight class and rise to the occasion, Josh Hart was right up there. He became the number 2 guy next to Jalen, who you could rely on night in and night out to get everything for you across the stat sheet. Great job by him. Unfortunate that the injury happened, but he had a great year, man.
Yeah. Like, the season for Josh, man, has just been absolutely spectacular, especially once you said Julius went down, because when he started, let's remember, and the fan base was not pleased with his performance to start the year. I mean, think about how he even talked about, or he went to the media and said, hey, he wants more minutes. He wants to be more involved with the team, and he's not, just because of the gluttony of guards that we had to start off the year. And then once Randall goes down, these are the numbers that Hart was averaging once Randall went down, averaging 10.5 boards. We're talking about 10.5 boards per game, 6 assists per game, right? 1 steal per game, shooting 78% from the free throw line. 3-point percentage wasn't great. It was just shooting a shot under 30, 43% from the field, but he was getting you, where are the points? Hitting on me right now. Points, he was at 12 points per game. And he was just solid, man. He was a solid player, especially when you need another rebounder, because that's who Julius is. He's a defensive rebounding machine, and Josh Hart stepped up for that role critically. And we saw how important that was during the postseason, especially against the Sixers, man. How many times can we just think back to these demoralizing boards that he would get against Embiid, against Oubre, or even in the Pacers series, against Miles Turner, against Siakam, right? And he's a guy who, even though jokingly admits that he will complain about everything, whether he listens to his podcast or he talks to the media, he goes out there and he does his job, man. And there was times where he was playing 48 minutes straight and still giving it his all. 48. This guy, man, that he wears the number 3 proudly. You see that John Starks loves that he gets to wear the number 3.
Yeah. Shout out to Hart, man. Great job by him. Great job by Hart, for sure. All right, let's go to Cody Glock on the Discord. Let's go to the Glockster. One last time for the playoffs. Let's go.
Yo, I'm here, man.
Yeah.
Yo, man. It hurts. It hurts, man.
Yeah.
Brunson was the 3rd best player on the court tonight. We could have got this game, but there's only so much you could do when you down to your last legs. Game 3 was where we could have won the series. Dante and the Trunk was our only producers today. But ultimately, we hurt as hell, bro. Like, we 7-6 deep, bro. Yeah, if Brunson was his normal self, we would have been singing a different song. But right now, we singing Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
But the funny thing is, my heart isn't broken. Being a Knicks fan, I've been having this feeling for a long time, and I'm numb to it. That's why I love being a Knicks fan, because we crossed this street before. It's hard to feel the same pain the same way multiple times until you feel numb to it. I'll tell you what I'm not used to. I'm not used to having a 1A superstar point guard. I'm not used to having a locomotive who can stuff the stat sheet and rebound like a 7-foot ass 6'4". I'm not used to having a Klay Thompson that's spot up shooting and hustling with a 40 piece from a role player. I'm not used to having someone like that.
Yeah.
Someone who could guard every position on the floor, no problem. I'm not used to winning culture that this Knicks team we've just witnessed. I was able to be prideful of my team again. And it wasn't just city pride. It's genuine. I got basketball team pride. LeBron, KD, Steph, Kawhi, they out. And our boys was still with one game from the ECF, bro. Being that I'm not used to this good Knicks energy, I've got a little taste of how the town vibe was in the 90s. That's when, it's something, bro. Man, I knew this game was over when I saw us down by 20. The loss set in for me right there, but mark my words. Next year, this is our floor. Our ceiling is the NBA Finals. Mark my words. Shout out Nikki Pipes, man.
Let's go.
Shout
man.
out CP Free Throws, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Alex, JD, CK, the whole KFTV panel. Shout out KFTV Enforcer. I see you, baby. I see you, Enforcer. Shout out Eric L. Beats, man. I see you, baby. Shout out Mitchie. They ain't see the last of you, baby. Shout out you, Mitchie. Shout out Chuck D. Hashtag P in the chat. Shout out Big Pert for riding with us this season. Shout out Starberry for riding with us this season. Shout out Tim Thomas for riding with us this season. Shout out Gus for riding with us this season. If you thought KnicksFanTV was crazy this season, you ain't seen nothing yet. Word is born, done. Next year, Jalen Brunson is coming on the panel to talk Knicks. You heard it here first. I'm out, man. Yo, CP, can I curse? I know rapper. Can I curse real quick for the culture?
No, sir, you can't.
Whoever that was, going back and forth with Tyrese Halliburton front row, thank you for adding to that extra boost of ass whipping for Ty. Sit your bitch ass down next time. I'm out, man. Shut down.
Cody Glock. Shout out to the Glockster, man. All right, Grizzo. Go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
He said, "Can I curse?" He's still good.
Well, shout out to Cody Glock. Man. Whatever, man. It's all good, man. That's our guy. He did pull up to Slate the other night, man. It was good to see him. Then he went to that was game 5. That was the last game they won. He went out to MSG. All right, Grizzo on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic, Grizzo.
Yo, am I live? Am I live?
Live.
Yo, so first of all, salute to KFTV. Salute to the channel members. Salute to everybody out here, man. Great season. I just got a few questions. Rapid fire, okay? So they talking about Thibs. I hear the Thibs slander in the chat. Okay, so they must be wanting to see Daquan Jeffries for 30 minutes a night. They must be wanting to see that. I got another question for you. All the Thibs slander, all the Julius Randle slander, all that. If this team is healthy, do we sweep the Pacers? Okay, I got another question for you. They talking about we need Devin Booker, we need Kevin Durant and all that. Do we need another person that'll handle the ball, take a bunch of usage, and play no defense? Do we need that? I got another question for you on defense. Did the Pacers beat us straight up?
Yeah. Or
did they beat us limping into this game 7 and we couldn't guard them? Rapid fire, man. That's all I got for you, man. I'm not no off-season talk. I just had a couple questions for the chat, man. Y'all sound off, man. Peace. Salute KFTV. One.
Appreciate it, man. I mean, listen, look, we could say, yes, if the Knicks are a healthy team, is this even close? No. I thought with healthy OG, is it even close? No, I don't. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The reality is they didn't have what they had. The Pacers had what they had, and the Pacers won. They smacked the Knicks around in games 4, in game 6, and game 7. Knicks got smacked around, bro. That's just the reality. So, you can only go to the what if, but for so long. Reality is a different story. Reality is a different story, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's the best what if season there is.
Yeah.
What could have been.
Yeah.
What could have been. But hey, unfortunately, this team got decimated with injuries from January, or really December on, because you lost Mitch in December. and it was just tough for them to fight back, man. And we saw them just try all the way. They got to the finish line, and it was just all steam. You just saw it, man. Everything was broken down.
Ran out, man. So, it just is what it is, man. It is what it is. So there it is, man. Here is OG Anunoby. Al met with the media. OG gave us some quick cardio. Had 5 miraculous points and was never to be seen again. Here's OG on his outing tonight.
Was your body let you know that you couldn't keep
I was trying, couldn't really sprint, couldn't really jump, but just tried my best.
What made you want to give it a go anyway? Like you could have.
I just wanted to play. I wanted to try at least try, and then help my teammates. We've been working really hard, so I wanted to just be out there.
All right. In case you couldn't hear it, OG said, "Hey, he just wanted to give it a go. Good to go." He couldn't sprint, and you saw it. His gait he was literally walking up and down the court. But did knock down 5 quick buckets in the first, got the crowd emotionally involved, and that was it. Hey, he did his job.
CP.
And that was that.
CP, as soon as I saw him have to go, what was it? Siakam was at the 3, it was in a corner 3. OG had to make sure he got enough distance in order to recover. He was like in the paint, and I was like, oh boy, this is.
Yeah, and they took advantage of that right away, man. They took advantage of that right away, which I expected them to. So, once we saw that, it wasn't a good look for him. All right? So there that is. Appreciate OG. Good season. Come back healthy. We definitely need him healthy. And there that is. All right, a couple more before we wrap. Let's go to GM Cashrod on the Discord. GM Cashrod.
Yo.
Once we saw that. Turn that down. Turn the TV
Am I live?
down. Yes, you're live. Turn the TV down.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out Knicks fans TV. First and foremost, just want to shout out my man Alex and CP the Fanchise for brilliant season. First and foremost, covering the Knicks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We really appreciate y'all. I feel safe to talk not only for myself but for the Knicks fans in general. Really appreciate all the work you guys done. But to start off, man, I'm a little heartbroken at the exit here in Game 7, but I couldn't be more pleased with the work the guys put in. Very, very proud of all of them. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say something that a lot of people are not gonna like, and I'm just gonna get to it, bro. I feel like all good things must come to an end. I love the guy, but I feel like we just got to move on from Julius Randle. Like, what good is it for us for him to give us 25 points and 10 rebounds in a season if he's not going to show up in the postseason? Like, this is 3 postseasons now that he hasn't even played. First season with postseason against Atlanta. Trae Young disrespected us. My man played 2 good games. Disappeared after that. I love him, but I feel like him. And as much as it breaks my heart to say it, him and Mitch could probably give us something good. We have way too many fucking picks in the bag.
Nope. All right,
I feel
we're
like
going to drop them off. Come on, man. It's a family show, man. If you've been watching the show, it's a family show, man. You're a first-time caller. You don't really know us like that, and you're long-winded. You got to keep it rapid fire. It took you a while to get to your point. I feel like you got to get it out, man. You got to get it out. So we're going to drop them off. It's a family show, man. It's a family show.
Getting rid of Randall and Mitch, though.
Yeah. Look, I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion.
There's definitely factions of the Knicks fan base that would agree with that.
Yeah. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. But, yeah, we had to sacrifice him. We had to drop him off, man. He's kind of hogging the line a little bit, and then, the profanity got him dropped off. So, there it is. There it
He's
is.
about to pick my call up.
All right, Knicks till infinity. Here we go. Yep, we're here, man. Hello.
Yeah, CP, you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Let's go.
Damn, brother.
Yeah.
What a loss, man. Next year, man, I still believe in this team, bro. Next year, we're going to be good, man. As long as we healthy. But, give credit to Alec Burks, man. Like, that man stepped up, bro. like he did his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sadly for Jalen Brunson, fracture hand. You know, and then David Chinzo had 39 points. It didn't even seem like he had 39 points.
Yeah, it was a quiet
but,
39
credit
for
to
sure.
him as well.
Yeah, it was a quiet 39 for the big Ragu for sure, man.
Yeah, it was, but got to give it to the Pacers, bro. You know, they knocked down every shot. Like they wasn't missing at all, bro.
Yep.
Like that's crazy, bro. But they had to step up on the defense. But injuries, man. I blame it on the injuries, man. It is what it is, man. Shout out KFTV. Still gonna watch. Next year, let's run it back. And we're going to be healthy, and I believe this team is going to get strong, and we're going to pick up somebody good, and we're going to be all right, man. Shout out Alex, shout out CP, shout out all of y'all, man. Still love y'all, man.
Appreciate it, man.
No matter what, man, we're going to ride to the end with this team, man.
Okay.
Shout out KFT, man. You already know, y'all. Holla at y'all.
Call back anytime. Call back anytime. We loading up some more. Soul Collector, you next. Unmute your mic. Rapid fire. Let's go.
Yo, what's good, CP? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you feeling, man?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm still licking my wounds right now. I can get to the off-season talk next week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that got on my nerves this game, man. I don't know what's going on with our defense, but I don't know why we would keep on going over on picks for TJ McConnell when he's not a three-point threat. Like, force him to shoot. Another problem I had was that we let all their players get to their spots mad easy. I feel like there was no resistance. We kept on shooting ourselves in a foot. I don't know what it is, but we can't inbound the ball to save our lives.
Yeah.
There was lazy passes turning into turnovers. Couldn't run a fast break to save our lives. There was just a lot of things that we was just biting ourselves in the foot. Missed free throws. I mean, I could just keep on going on and on. I mean, nonetheless, it was a successful season considering all the injuries that we've had. I don't know too many teams who could go down 6 key players and still be able to fight their way through the playoffs. Being a Knicks fan, though, it was a great year, considering we don't have too many years where we have 51 seasons. But just shout out to you guys for, just keeping Knicks fans going, giving us something to look forward to. And, yeah, I'm going to keep it rapid fire.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call, man. Nick H., go ahead and unmute your mic. Nick H.
Good evening, fellas. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
All right. First of all, shout out to KnicksFanTV. I've been tapping with you guys all season long. Love to see the growth of this platform, bringing in the big media guys, and you guys did a fantastic job just covering this Knicks season all year long. So,
Thank
shout
you,
out
man.
to you guys. I listen to you guys all the time. Just one point, I'm a half glass half full kind of guy. So this has been an amazing season. This is probably the most fun I've had watching the Knicks in a very long time since I was a kid. We talk about these guys under Thibs having their best seasons. We got Jalen Brunson MVP conversations, Josh Hart career playoff series showing up, DiVincenzo breaking records. It's just unfortunate we came down to this last game, injuries. Like we look like the Spartans out there, just fighting our way every game until the very end. So super proud of these guys and can't wait to see how we upgrade this offseason and what we can bring in these next few years. Salute to you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, man. And we're going to close the show with the closer tonight, man. The rhyme animal, Chuck D, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck, how you feel, man?
I feel civilized,
Yeah.
During the playoffs, I'm uncivilized.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Especially at my age, 64, I should be able to act civilized. I told my wife I'm going to the shed and cry with everybody in Knicks Nation, but also understand that this was a beautiful thing. Hey, listen, playoffs, man, you either win or it's pain. There ain't no easy loss, no matter how far we were going. I think I said in the He Got Game song I wrote, 25 years ago, don't let a win get to your head or a loss to your heart.
Yep.
No big pun intended. I felt that we had getting game 3 would have had us on house money, but it didn't happen.
True.
It's the way sports goes.
Yeah.
Look at our team. We were 6 down and they got 2.5 all-stars. Because if Miles Turner is not an all-star, he'll get 1 or 2 in his career. So they had their team at full strength. The Nick Killer, TJ, and they had, Siakam. Nobody looked Siakam straight in the eye except for OG in the beginning. From that point on, he was playing with Lilliputians, okay? I don't know what dude was talking about respond as a man. What are you going to say, crazy text?
Yeah.
Back on the call before. But also, like, in Rap ID Fire, big up to Cody Glock's bars, King Deej. I ain't seen nothing like this ever. Maybe the 84, which is actually 40 years ago, Knicks, when we went and took the Celtics to 7. That was the world champion Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
But this was crazy. I had never seen like a team throw like 3 to 4 to 5 players at one player ever. And Indy pulled out the kitchen sink and they threw it at Jalen Brunson. And still we were Warriors. Yo, Ragu won me this year. I mean, I'm looking at this kid in the heart, spirit, and soul. He bought like Josh Hart bought it last year. Yo, man, we don't get rid of Ragu. I'm sorry. And here's another thing. Nobody is ever going to double team Jalen Brunson with Julius Randle. Nobody. It just ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you have OG as your third player. It just won't happen. So I'm not going to talk about next year. There's plenty of shows to go about that. But I like to leave with this note.
Please.
That the champions this year is KFTV, because your rotations this year of all the content providers, your work that you informed us on NBA, or NBA, it was impeccable with Alex lead the charge, NBA report.
Mm-hmm.
That left us way ahead as far as having knowledge of the teams and also knowledge of what we had. And that right there was a big step up for middle media, to the point that ESPN ain't going to have the ball next year. And they kept coming up with their corny lineups.
Mm-hmm.
Next year with NBC, I'm pretty sure NBC will be turning their head and looking at, say, hey, wow, this is a real force that we have to figure out how to integrate with properly. Stephen A. Smith scared, he frightened the hell out of me in the beginning of this broadcast. I had to turn it off. He scared me, man. He was a one-man Halloween, man. I said, it was crazy. I'll leave on this note. Listen, in 1994, I remember that finger roll game where Patrick missed the finger roll. And we as fans had nowhere to go. And I remember finally seeing something on the Knicks 2 days later, and it was Patrick Ewing coming out of the Knicks rehearsal gym with a hefty bag, putting in clothes. That's the most we got after that finger roll loss, man. And the fact that you guys are able to provide solace, and big up to Jeff and John, the Fatherhood Club, and you, CP. We thank y'all. I thank y'all. And lastly, let's stop playing games with the food. Number 2 seed mattered big time.
It did.
It mattered big time. We couldn't close it out, but it meant a hell of a lot to us. I salute y'all, and salute all the fans that you actually make the fan stars, you guys. You guys make the fan stars, as well as providing that platform, and you're stars yourself. And major media has to turn their head and acknowledge that. I salute, and I'm returning my 64th year being civilized again. So now I got to go watch Bridgerton with the wife. I got to watch Bridgerton now. so salute.
Let's go, man. The Rhyme Animal Chuck D, ladies and gentlemen. Throw some 5s in the chat. Throw a hashtag PE in the chat. That was the only closer for tonight's show, man. That was the only closer for tonight's show, man. Because I already knew he was going to put a bow on this thing the way that it needed to be done. And so, yeah, man, that's it. As we put the bow on another season, we're not done. We're not done. The team is done. The team heads into the offseason. For KFTV, much more content to come. We'll be back tomorrow and more content to go this week. We'll be back on the NBA report. So make sure you guys tap in. As Chuck said, make sure you guys are subscribing to the NBA report. We got draft. We got off season. We got summer league. We are going to continue to keep on going, man. And so Once again, you know, this season was a big accomplishment by this team, and as Chuck said, it was a big accomplishment for KFTV. We crossed over the 78,000 subscriber mark. So many notable guests that we had on this show. Stephon Marbury joining KFTV. We had the governor, Kendrick Perkins, on this show. You know, time and time again, hey, mayor of New York City, whether you guys liked it or not, Eric Adams. You know, we had politicians in New York City. We had, Scott Perry, Ninja P. One of my favorite interviews, man. Ninja P, who is in the running for the president of basketball operations in Detroit. But as Chuck said, you know, the team continued to evolve. We had Al as a point guard for the Game of the Week previews. Those were priceless pieces of content in how we learn about the other teams, their strengths, their weaknesses, their trends. That's going to continue next year. JD with his magnificent CK2K adding on the play-by-play front, just covering all the bases, being a 5-tool player. We added Jake Asman to the rotation. Shout out to Jake. He continues to rocket up the charts, whether it's his own platform, it's here on KFTV. He just signed up with NFL Network on Sirius XM Radio. He's on ESPN Radio as well. So salute to Jake Asman on all his accomplishments. Jeff Johnson, who you guys heard on this show. We added Jeff to the rotation. And so we continue to get stronger. We continue to evolve. And like I said, man, I put us up against anybody. Our content is equally as good, if not better. Our guests are equally as good, if not better. We have the freedom to say what we want to say on this platform. And that's how we want to keep it, man. Independent, grassroots movement. But it doesn't happen without this support of the people. And so from the people watching at home to the people who we meet up outside, or we go outside with, you know, so many people, man. Like when I went to the watch party today, you know, I was just so thankful to see some of the regulars, year in, year out, the regular faces that you see. I'm so blessed. I thank God for waking up today and being able to celebrate. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, you know, to be able to celebrate with the people who support you day in, day out, it's nothing like it. You know, I see my guys like B. Moore Mills took the train up from Baltimore. I met somebody during this watch party run who came up from New Mexico just to come vibe out with us. We went to Philly. We went to Los Angeles this year. We went to Miami this year. Crazy, man. Crazy support, crazy love, and we appreciate the fan base for just rocking with us, man. It is a global movement now. Great job by you. Great job by everybody, man. Everybody involved behind the scenes as well, bro.
Absolutely, man. You got just salute to the entire KFTV crew, man. I mean, people behind the scenes work that need shout outs as well. Gamba, Tyler, Jalen, KFTV website, Remy, Jeff, those guys put in the work as well. I mean, there's so many people who, you know, you don't even see, you may not see them on screen here, but there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to keep this thing rolling and going. And shout outs to all those guys as well, man, because the effort, the time, the sacrifice, right? You know, people working day jobs and come and afterwards do the research and the due diligence just to make sure that this platform continues to go, so that way Knicks Nation can stay strong and entertained and informed on their own New York Knicks, man. So shout out to all those guys as well. And shout out to you, CP. Shout out to you for founding this, growing it, and making what it is today, bro. It's a fantastic thing, and always got to salute to our captain here at KFTV.
We came a long way, man. We are coming from a long way, literally from the bottom. I still got to go back and look at, you know, that 17-65 season and wonder what the hell we were talking about night in and night out. But it just makes these days that much more rewarding and valuable, and you can't take it for granted, man. You definitely can't take it for granted.
And we got to salute to the mods as well, especially the Chief Mod in Operation, TM.
Chief Mod Officer, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Look, you love all the emojis. You love all the stuff, the goofy stuff that we see. How about the Sunny for when I had to check CP on giving Randall a 10 on a bum night? You like that edit? You got to give TM some credit. You like the CP on Burks? You got to give TM some credit. TM constantly coming through with the heat.
Yeah.
Shout out to TM, man, for keeping everybody in line on here. The Discord. Look, it's not just here. The Slack channel is laced with the emojis as well. So TM doing the Lord's work as well.
Listen, TM built the entire Discord out by scratch. And the Discord we've got. How many people on the Discord do we have now, TM? 4,000, 5,000? Shout out to KFTV Jalen. Shout out to KFTV Jalen for building out the newsletter. He's straight newsletter gang. Shout out KFTV Remy for his daily recaps. KFTV Tyler, our social media coordinator. Everything you see posted on IG, Twitter, Facebook, whether it's my channel or KFTV, 90% of that is posted or curated by KFTV Tyler and Gamba. And so, it is a team effort, man. It's a team effort. We put a lot into it every morning. We used to meet 3 times a day before things got hectic in the playoffs, just to coordinate how we were going to best bring value to our community, and that's what it's about, man. We're not worried about virality or anything like that. We just want to make sure that every day we are bringing value to the community one way or the other, and I think we accomplished a lot of that today. So a lot of that, up to today. So great job. We'll keep it rolling. We'll keep working and keep getting better, man. And for you guys at home, hey, let us know what you guys want to see in this off season. What is the content that you want to see? Leave it in the comment section. Leave it in the chat, in the community section. Whatever it is, just let us know what you guys think and how you want to see. What do you want from your KFTV experience, man? Let me go ahead and finish reading up some more Super Chats. KFTV Jalen says, salute to the KFTV host for the 24/7 grind this season. No quit, close-knit, all grit. Absolutely. KFTV Jalen, great job this year, man. SM Directors, Inc., salute. Nixon7 says, I was wrong. Vin Win, salute to Vin. Amazing season, all grit, no quit. Says, this is just the beginning. Salute to the KFTV fan for bringing the heat all season long. Was hoping MJ Burks would bring us a miracle win to CCP's reaction.
If that happened, I don't even know if I would have been able to sit up here and listen to CP for even how long have we been up here for? How long?
You would have been hosting the show by yourself, because I would have been out in New York City with bottles of scotch celebrating, probably with Burks and the gang.
No, the Knicks Weekly would have been crazy, because you would have been like, and I told you about my guy Burks. And I told you. Yeah. What time is it? It's money. I would have to hear all of that.
It was money time, man. Big money did step up in the postseason. He did. It was just all for naught, unfortunately. Shout out to Eric L. Beats. Shout out to J. Cal. Shout out to John Shin. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Bees Noriega. Shout out to Bees Noriega. Came through to the watch parties over at Slate, man. So we appreciate the whole gang, man. We don't want to leave anybody out, but trust, if you watched, if you supported, if you contributed, we thank you, man. Everybody's included in this. Stephen Asuna, just keep your heads up. We will be back for the ride, fellas. Salute to Gamma the Bard. $10 super chat. Says, plain and simple, Thibs was not outclassed or outcoached this season. You can't ask for anything more than from Thibs as a coach. Chuck D, Rhyme Animal Chuck D says, Mitch, OG, Julius, Dante, JB with iHeart, Josh Deuce is a sick, crazy runback squad with whatever we fit with that. True story. Rodrigo Andrade, Al, sends a CLP 1000 super chat. I'm not sure what currency that is, Al. Do me a favor and look that up. Says we need a center like Turner. Trade Mitch for Jim.
That's the Chilean peso.
A Chilean peso. So we deep in Chile. How about that?
Wow.
Let's go.
Worldwide.
Okay. Dale Johnson says, Warriors, salute to the squad. We're bullying the league come October. Not worried. The league is in trouble. Great season, NYK. Hashtag Soldiers. Shout out to Darryl Will. I think I got that super chat. Daryl Austin. Salute to Daryl. Shout out to Jay. JP Silvera. Got that. Shout out to Hospi. $5 Canadian super chat says, real one's been here since the draft lottery. KFTV shows were all we had to tune in for this time of year. We're up now. Job's not done, though. True story. True story. Freak NY, $5 super chat says we got to stop the viral MSG crazy knock Knick fans nonsense. We want Boston. Tom Brady owe me some bread is wild. Celebrate when we are winning something. Like I'm not gonna. We're not fan police here at KFTV. Fans celebrate how they want. I celebrate how I want. Al celebrates how he wants. You celebrate how you want at home. When people want to go out and enjoy life, they have the freedom to do so, and you do it in your own way. Express yourself in your own way. That's what freedom is about. Might not be my way, might not be your way, but to each his own. That's just what it is. Let's see. Scully Man TV, salute Fanchise channel member. $5 super chat says best Knicks season in my adult life. Shout out to all the fathers. Nothing like seeing your son become a diehard Knicks fan. Enough respect. Absolutely, man. Well said. Well said, Andrew Badowski, $10 super chat from a Fanchise channel member, says, stand the family show up and give a bow for this squad, this team, this organization. Big Thibs, thank you. So proud. Thank you. CP Al and all KFTV proud. Thank you. You're not ready for it to end. Go get McCall. Salute, man. Salute to my cousin, man, LaShawn Paul. Shout out to Lash, $50 super chat. Shout out to CP, Alex, JD, CK, and the entire team. Tough loss, but still a great season, man. Salute. Salute to the KFTV enforcers. Shout out to Ty, man, for holding us down all season long, man. For the entire, since the inception of KFTV. Shout out to Ty for being there for us, man. First Lady of Sports says, $10 super chat, says the Pacers shot the lights out because the Knicks did not come out with the defensive intensity they did in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter. Still proud of this team, a fan since 1979. Shout out to Chico Fernandez. He was at the watch party. Says, as usual, the watch party was crazy. CP, you got fans for life with my son and his boys. Absolutely congrats to your son who graduated from John Jay University. That said, amazing season. We got our star. Just got to be healthy. The all season's going to be key. Love this team. Shout out to Tarek Thompson, $10 super chat. Says, let's run it back. Salute to KFTV for holding the fans down. Brew Crew Fishing, $10 super chat from a Fanchise channel member. Says, man, really enjoyed the KFTV crew this season. Likewise, says, this is my 5th year watching, and the content has been amazing. You guys are the best. Shout out to CK, JD, Alex, and the General CP. Salute, salute, salute. Brew Crew Fishing, thank you for your support. And continue to tap in. We're going to keep rising. That's all, man. Mr. Duns. Salute. Most exciting and stressful season. Thank you, KFTV, for bringing all of us along for the ride. Proud of this organization. Looking forward to the future. DJ Edsy checking in from the UK. 10-pound super chat says, milk and 2 sugars, please. People are forgetting what the gaffer, Leon Rose, said. He wants to build through the draft and be competitive. This is going to be a massive on-season. Woj bomb pending. 3 Vincenzo, $5 super chat says, we're below 500 and OG doesn't play. The other injuries were icing on the cake. We overachieved through adversity but ran out of gas and players. Terrell Cal, $20 super chat, Fanchise channel member, says this is why you can't waste opportunities in the playoffs. Game 3, but we're still proud of this team. Lifelong obsessed Knicks fan. Get everyone healthy and run it back. KnicksFanTV is number 1. Thanks for everything. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Hi, crew homie, $5 super chat. I just called Gollum. He's taking Precious with him. 1, 2, 3, Mount Doom. Thank you, fellas, for a great season. Thank you, Haiku Homie, man. Thank you, Haiku Homie. Salute. Definitely salute to you. And that
was a Lord of the Ring reference, by the way.
Yes, I do. I get that.
I'm just making sure you know, Steve.
Yes. I'm well aware. Yes. Shout out to our guy Ty Morris at KFTV Enforcer. Says $20 super chat says, proud of our MASH unit. Healthy. We will rule for years to come. Let's go. Shout out KFTV Ty for sure. Jordan Jennings, $5 super chat, has been watching coverage since Game 3 against Philly. Brother, thank you so much. The team pushed and gave everything they got. Best season. And that's it, Al. And that is that, man. We'll be back tomorrow for Knicks Weekly. Back to regularly scheduled programming, man. As we figure out, put a bow on this season and look forward towards the off season, man. Look forward towards the off season. So there that is. And once again, salute to all of our fans for tapping in. Tough loss, but we'll be back, man. We'll be back. The house shall rise again. That's a Game of Thrones reference, Al. Game of Thrones coming up. House of the Dragon coming up. Just a month from now. The house will rise again. That is it. Let's go, man. Tough one. It's a tough one, man. Hey, it's thrill of victory, agony, defeat, man. That's just how it goes, man.
And hey, there's still the NBA report, CP, so we ain't done yet.
That's still the NBA report, so make sure you guys tap on over to that because we'll be back at it starting next week as well, man. So we out of here. Great show, Al. Great show, all the mods, everybody. Thank you again. Great season, man. We out of here. Peace.